Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart, along with the altcoin market. Take a peek over there at the United States stock market as it gets set to open up here in the next 2 minutes. Looks like we'll have a slight green opening there in markets. A little bit mixed. We'll talk about it. We'll take a look over there at precious metals like the like gold and silver and the DXY, or the US dollar currency index. Of course, we'll take a look at the financial news that is going on out there in the world today and any type of crypto news as we kick off this fine Thursday. Only one more day till we kick off the weekend, man. I'm sure a lot of you guys, it's getting near summer. Can you believe it's almost June? Those kids are going to be home for 3 months. All right, here we go. Let's take a peek at what's going on. Obviously, we got some news going on out there. Today is supposed to be the Ethereum ETF decision day. So we'll see about that. Ethereum was up a little bit this morning. It's at $3,846. We had a little bit of a run-up happening here this morning. Most of the market was in the green over there on the right side of the screen. Then within the last 20 minutes or so, there was a little bit of a sell-off that took place there in the market. So we'll take a peek at those different things. Yesterday, FIT21 bill got approved through the House of Representatives yesterday. So to understand, if you're not from the United States of America, when something is trying to get approved, it goes through the three branches. It goes through the House. It goes through three levels of Congress. It goes through the House of Representatives. Then it's going to go to the Senate. And then the Senate has to also vote on it. And then after that, it has to go to the president. And the president has to sign off on it. So that's where we're at with that for clear regulations and transparency and clarity for the digital asset space. So one step closer towards that. My goal today is I'm going to end up reading that bill. So wish me luck. I'm going to try to read the whole thing today. We'll see how that goes. That's my plan. But really today, I think probably by the end of the day is when we're supposed to hear about the ETF decision over there for Ethereum. So that, you would think that would happen by 5 p.m. Eastern time, which I believe is 2100 UTC time, getting a decision on whether or not we're getting a spot Ethereum ETF. Again, at least according to the people on Twitter, which I am not an ETF pro or SEC pro. I'm just going based on what I'm seeing out there. The expectations are that it will get approved, but we'll see what happens. Of course, keep your eyes out for curveballs and SEC trickery, because you know how they are. But either way, looking over there at the market, you can see Bitcoin sits at 69,200. Oh, wait, one thing on stocks, right? So stock market is opening slightly green today. So we'll see all the indexes are up a little bit. The Dow Jones is actually, it looks like the Dow did slip negative slightly, down 32 points, with the NASDAQ is up 196 coming off NVIDIA earnings that came out last night. So NVIDIA still the show-stopping event of the entire stock market, holding the whole thing together. The stock market was pleased with what the NVIDIA earnings were. So, okay, looking over there at crypto, Bitcoin sits at 69,338 as we kick off this fine day. Still, expectations, we're just going to waddle a little bit more. The question is, and I've been staring at this a lot, just trying to kind of say if we are going to draw apples to apples comparisons in here on what a range context does look like in here, would we be more in something like that, or have we actually kind of creeped along far enough and that we're just going to kind of do a little bit of back testing here, then an attempt to try to push up? I don't know. But one thing I do remember, just kind of going back through that, I was here in 2021 before the Wall Street bets and Euphoria and Laser Eyes and Diamond Hands all came in, because they didn't come in until the top. Just questioning whether or not we actually have already been beyond that type of moment in here, with already back testing down in here, just structurally getting that breakout happening in there. One thing that happened right in here, I'll need to go look it up just because, like narrative wise, it's hard to remember a lot of stuff happening narrative wise back in here of what was going on. But it's kind of easy to remember a lot of the narratives that happened along in here. And this, of course, is the Elon pump from Tesla adding Bitcoin to their balance sheet. But my memory serves me right, and I need to go look it up. And it's because I just thought about this in the last like 15 minutes. There was some Elon stuff that happened right here, and that this was like a fake breakout with some type of Elon stuff going on back then. So if you want to look that up for yourself, January 29th of 2021. Let me just look it up. Elon Musk, January 29th, 2021. Ah, there it is. Like, was that really a technical move, or was that actually this? January 29th, right there. Bitcoin spikes 20% after Elon Musk adds Bitcoin, #Bitcoin to his Twitter bio. And that move right in there actually may have been more of just like a craze happening for a second in there. And that, it was not really a technical move, but more of just like a YOLO buy thing happening right in there. That might have been it. And maybe we shouldn't have gone that high at that time. And that accumulation schematic should have just kind of lived on for a little bit longer till we finally were able to kind of convictively get above and then do some back testing and then get a real breakout. So we may be further along in this thing than thought. But we'll just have to kind of let it play out there for a minute. But I thought about that just recently. I was like, there was news attached to that. I just can't remember what it was and what happened when that move happened. And did we just not have that type of thing happen in here once we finally went back to the retracement levels and then shot our way back up and got up in here? So food for thought. We're still waiting, of course, for more developments to happen because we haven't gotten into any type of breakout here for Bitcoin. We haven't gotten a breakout for the altcoin market cap. We've gotten back to the last retracement levels up in here for total too. Ethereum, though, has really attempted to go for it. So like we have two major things that I'm watching for here on Ethereum right now. And it's fascinating to see this Ethereum ETF thing showing up right now when it is. Just because, one, where are we? We're at the very last retracement level of the entire range of where we've been. And we're just right up in here. That's expansion to get beyond there. Or is this going to be the catalyst that sends it off into actual real expansion, right? When we look at it on like the shorter time frame and you look at just the current range that we're in, you've exceeded all of the retracement levels in here. So now you're just kind of like, all right, are we going for the actual stab now? And that's really what it is. So like, it's a pretty intense moment right now in the markets on, if we can actually get some expansion to happen and if Ethereum can lead the way like it tends to do, and to give some juice to get out of there. So keep your eyes on today. Fingers crossed it ends with a good result, right? Otherwise, looking over there at what we've been watching, total 3, subtracting the stable coins. You could see over here, right? Still just continuing along as really expected. One thing to kind of look at from a total 3 perspective, when we add those stable coins back in, and we just kind of look at like what 2021 looked like when we went through that recovery, things we were talking about, like not setting the lower lows and just kind of continuing to grind up in here. This is really what it looked like in 2021 before we got our way out of there, before the laser eyes people showed up, the diamond handers, the Wall Street bets, everybody's a genius stuff showed up in here. These are the types of things we had to deal with before those moments came along. Just to give you kind of a context of what that was truly like in there before we actually got things humming along and before we went into true expansion. So right now it's not deviating away from what that type of structure would look like in here. But, we can see in multiple different formats that, there would still just be work that would have to be done throughout here. And so just kind of giving you a little bit of reference for that. And of course, we're still just waiting for the evidence and the proof that we do actually even go into expansion here because we're all still waiting on it. And well, Bitcoin hasn't gotten out either. So, big day, man. I'm just intrigued to see what the market does do if the ETFs get approved or denied today, and just kind of keeping a close eye on it. And I think, just kind of keeping that in the back of your head where you are. You're back into the retracement levels. Let's not see some devastating surprise show up in the market or something like that while we're back in here. As for XRP, nothing's changed. Still just the range continues along here for XRP. Others, nothing changes in here, right? What we do, we didn't get through expansion. We're still waiting for the market to go into expansion. So all those things are the same. So price-wise, not a whole lot of changes in here from yesterday from what we actually looked at, except Ethereum has marched a little bit higher in there, still trying to get the fight through the last retracement levels. It's cleared all retracement levels within this particular range right in here. But as we all know, the biggest one of them all comes at the local high that was set back there in the first half of March. So fingers crossed something good happens today. Otherwise, we just kind of continuously wait for that to progress along for the day. As for the stock market, Dow Jones looks like it's slipping even more into the red. So is at the top. Down 144 for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. S&P's up 21. NASDAQ's up 169. Russell is up 2 points, and that's it. So you have up for the NASDAQ, up for the S&P, flat for the Russell, and down for the Dow. A little bit of a mix. Let's take a peek. NVIDIA, of course, leading the way. NVIDIA is holding up the entire stock market. Google slightly in the green, along with Meta, GE, Microsoft, Caterpillar, and Amazon. Losers of the morning are GameStop. I don't know why I always say GME. I know it's GameStop. GameStop, AMC, Roblox, Coinbase, ARK, all down more than 1% as we kick off this morning. As for metals are taking a hit today. So we're finally seeing a move down. Looks like silver has slipped back into the green. It's up 3 cents. But we've definitely seen a pullback happen over here in some of these, especially over here in gold. Gold is now sitting at 23.65. Remember, just a couple of days ago, we were up there at 24.48. So we had gotten up to 24.29, pulled back, got up to 24.54. Looks like we did that on a bearish divergence in there for gold, so hopefully gold can chill out. There's a reason why these boxes are in yellow. That's what has happened during every expansion of an equity market and of a crypto bull run. They've always happened during periods of gold not being bullish. So as long as gold's doing this, it's typically not the best sign. Seeing it chill out and calm down, more positive. There's always been this big inverse relationship between bull runs. And while there is a lot of excitement over there in the United States stock market, seeing things that creep up like this, we just know this is not a broad range bull run happening in here. We have the Russell 2000 really just not participating at all, with the highs still sitting way up there from November of 2021, which is really the polar opposite of what you're having amongst the large caps in here that's over here. And of course, if you look at your 401k, you're gonna say, why does my 401k not look like this? Why does my 401k look like this? And that's because it's a very isolated bull run. We need to see some expansion. We need to see some broader participation happen. As for the United States dollar currency index, looks like a slight slip today happening in here, but nothing to sit there and scream that it's actually in any type of breakdown just yet. It did find that bottom with gap closure happening back there from April 10th. The gap closure happened right here on Thursday the 16th, which is a week ago today. Still just kind of continuing to creep along in here, looking for further breakdown to happen over here in the DXY. Otherwise, Bitcoin now at 68,600. Ethereum, what are you at? 38.12. XRP at 52.6. Not a big change happening in there. And looking for some supports to come in down in here pretty soon. So there you go. I think that covers all of our charts. 68.7 for Bitcoin. 38.21 for Ethereum. Total 2, back in the retracement levels. Total 3, pull down as well after the retracement levels. So there you go. That's what's up today. Keep your eyes out for the news happening later today when it comes to the Ethereum ETF. As for stocks, again, NVIDIA is the big show-stopping talk of the town. What is it up right now? 8%, 9%. Look at the rest of the market not participating like NVIDIA is. NVIDIA holding up the whole stock market together. NVIDIA shows no signs of AI slowdown after a 400% increase in data center business. Stock futures are higher as NVIDIA surges on strong forecast. I think that has changed. Analyst boosts NVIDIA price targets, says narrative is clearly nowhere near its end. JP Morgan Jamie Dimon says you can't rule out a hard landing for the United States. Stagflation will be the worst outcome. Amazon's new cloud boss inherits a business under pressure to keep the pace in AI. Pfizer aims to save $1.5 billion by 2027 in first wave of new cost cuts. Stocks making the biggest moves before the bell: Nvidia, Live Nation, Snowflake, and more. Moving over to crypto news. US Bitcoin ETF holdings hit new high of more than 850,000 tokens. Grayscale's GBTC remains the biggest of the funds with more than $20 billion of Bitcoin at current prices, but BlackRock's IBIT is only a small bit behind. The U.S. House approves crypto FIT21 bill with wave of Democratic support. The House's passage of the digital assets legislation passes the crypto baton to the Senate, where odds remain low for decisive action. I don't know. I mean, the Senate voted through the last one. It'd be interesting to see them not participate this time around. Okay. Moving over to Cointelegraph. Ethereum ETF confirmed, ? VanEck Spot Ether ETF is listed by the DTCC. Vitalik Buterin advocates ZK likes on Farcaster after X privacy shift. It does seem like Twitter or X is going to be hiding the like button. Not the like button, you'll still be able to like, it's just not going to display the number of likes that there are on a tweet. Odd. Bitcoin derivatives hint at potential did we lose everything? Okay. Bitcoin derivatives hint at potential rally above $73,000. New all-time highs are next. We'll see. It's happening. 5 Ethereum ETF bidders amend their SEC filings. Bitcoin's recent price move is the real deal market pump to 90K. Okay. Bybit CEO I still refuse to pick a price target for Bitcoin. Bybit CEO refutes insolvency rumors and shares proof of reserves. Ethereum ETF decision is due in hours as Bitcoin price gets $80,000 May target. You know, I think we've gotten to a point where just like the number 80,000 sounds so huge, but like nobody's doing percentage measurements anymore. Who cares? Godzilla versus Kong. SEC faces fierce battle against crypto's legal firepower. Bitcoin price at 150K in 2024 is its base case, says Tom Lee. I saw that over there on Twitter today. Tom Lee. Like, how is this guy still on TV? Like, how is this guy still even relevant, man? Like, I was here in the 2017 bull run. I remember that guy going on TV. Like, Tom Lee, he was like a guy that you were like, oh, Tom Lee says this, Tom Lee says that on CNBC. Just like a CNBC personality to show up. And he's got his own fund strat or whatever. But I remember him at the end of 2017, before the top came in, just like $50,000. We didn't hit 20 and it just rolled over. And like, how he's still relevant through all these years is beyond me. I think he's got to be in the club. He's got to be in the club. Anyway, Tom Lee, I don't know. I wouldn't focus on that. Asia MicroStrategy Metaplanet smashes all other Japanese stocks. There you go. That's your news. Literally no news. The only thing that everybody is sitting around waiting for is what's going to end up happening with the ETF decision later today. And everybody's waiting on that. You know, I think the weird thing, I'll say this, the weird development this morning when it comes to the ETF is that it's been like, everybody's been like super confident it's now coming, right? So we actually talked all about this. When did we talk about it? Was it on Monday? Was it on Tuesday? Before the odds changed, we like went into detail on that people were not positioned properly for the approval to end up happening. And then like all these filings started happening and all the big boys who are the pros at this became really confident that it is going to end up happening. And so it's like, all right, cool. And then of course you see Gary Gensler firing off his letters and everything like that towards Congress, telling them not to support these bills and stuff like that. And of course he makes himself look like a clown there. And so it's like, okay, well, whatever. This ETF thing is still going to go through. It's okay. And then like today, there's like all these Republicans who are writing all these letters demanding Gary Gensler to approve the Ethereum ETF. And it's like, okay, is that political? Like, is it already a shoe in the bag? Like, it's going to happen? Or Are you guys messing up the chances here? What is going? I don't know. It's weird politics happening this morning in regards to all these senators getting involved and all these congressmen getting involved in this Ethereum ETF thing. I don't know. It gives me a weird feeling. Again, I'm not an ETF pro. I have no clue on if they're going to get approved. I only read what other people are telling me, but this congressman stuff getting involved this morning and all this crud is weird to me. Anyway, all right, moving on over to what the odds are of a rate hike or a rate cut or a pause for the next meeting coming there on June 12th. The odds are 95% probability that we will still be paused when it comes to the meeting on June 12th. And again, the odds still remain there. Now we're down to only a 68% probability that we'll end up getting a cut in September. I do believe a Fed representative came out yesterday and stated that there's even a chance we just don't even see one happening in 2024. Again, it still astonishes me the ridiculousness of people posting that rate cuts are bullish on Twitter. I just don't. It's either stupidity or it's a lack of ethics. I don't know what it is. You just don't have. You don't have a data point in the QE era to go back and say we start a bull run when rate cuts are happening. Like, you don't have it. Like, it's either complete stupidity or just clickbait engagement farming. You don't have it. And so either way, as long as we're paused, we have lots of data to look back in the past and say, as long as we're still paused, there's a chance things are okay. But the second that the cuts start, these cuts are not going to start to trigger a bull run. The cuts are going to start because S is hitting the fan. And that's the way it has really always gone for the last 25 years. So as long as we're paused, everybody cool their jets. But if we start cutting, that's historically really bad. Not your bull thesis. So, okay, we'll cut the spice out. All right, looks like we're chilling out over here on Bitcoin, sitting at 68.1. Ethereum now at 37.86, still below retracement levels in here. And we'll see what the results are coming out of the SEC later today. As for the stock market, Dow Jones slipping down 200 points. Oh boy. Nvidia is still holding up the whole stock market or holding up the whole NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is up 127 points, whereas we are slipping red everywhere over here in the stock market. Coinbase is down 3.6%. AMC, Roblox, GameStop, ARK, all down more than 1%. And then you got some in here. So you got a mixed bag really everywhere else, but Nvidia holding the whole thing together. Metals still down, so there you go. Now silver has slipped down into the negative 16 cents. Gold is down $23 this morning at $23.55, so positive at least to see gold start to chill out. DXY at 104.87. So there you go. Boom. There you go. Like I said, too early to sit here and celebrate on that. As for news, we really didn't have anything going on here in the news. Everybody is waiting for the results to come out from the SEC later today. And there you go. 67.8 for Bitcoin. So that is how we kick off today. We're back into retracement levels. This is how we did it last time. Here's other examples of how we've seen these things go. We'll keep our eyes on it throughout the week, and we'll see if we get our approval today and can turn this puppy around. The Jake Boucher says, I'm a proud owner of an Ethereum bag as of yesterday. Oh, gosh, he just got in. Jeez. All right. Well, save us. All right, guys, we'll hop into the chat and get this day going. Andy Philpott, before the stream had started, had gifted 5 BCB memberships. I appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. And he did that about a half an hour before the show even started. Gator, thank you. Had also gifted 5 right when the show did start. Thank you, Gator. Christopher Man 1 said, thank you for the free gifted and hit the like button. Member for 9 months. Thank you, Christopher. Ryan Chase says, when crypto finally goes crazy, I'm going to celebrate with a well-done steak in honor of BCB. Well, do it to 135. At least enjoy the moment. All right. And then Andy gifted another 5. Thank you very much. Somebody said, check XRP. That still looks like it's kind of holding steady, huh? Look at that volatility. Shorts and longs getting sloshed. Anybody who, let's see. Anybody playing with 50x leverage in either direction, you definitely lost all of it. Or even if you're playing with 30x leverage, you got wiped right there on that move. Well, it just depends, right? Did it do it everywhere? Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That's the thing about playing with leverage in here. Again, I always say I do not endorse playing with leverage. It's one thing to take an 80% haircut. This market can turn itself around. It's another thing to take a 100% haircut in a fraction of a second. It happens so fast, you won't even know what hit you. But all right, there we go. That's how we kick off our Thursday. We've got red over there in the stock market. We've got a volatile market here in crypto today leading up to the ETF decision. We were very green earlier this morning. About an hour ago, we were very green. And then now we're just kind of sloshing around everywhere over here now as the day gets going, as the stock market the Dow Jones is down 224. Right, we've seen these types of things before where you just set these little highs. We'll keep a close eye on this. We'll keep a close eye on all this stuff. So, again, we're looking for expansion. We just wait it out. But okay. I think that's it today, guys. I think we'll keep it. Ryan says, I sold when it went up and I bought when it went down. MP Hanger says, it's just sell the news. It happens every time. Yeah, well, here's what's really interesting about this one, right? What's really interesting about this one in particular is that we knew the market wasn't priced for it in the first place in the morning at the beginning of the week. How the market was not like we even did the poll here in the chat, and 60% of respondents here in the chat said there was a 10% chance that the Ethereum ETF would get approved. And I started talking about, well, a lot of other people are saying that it's actually higher, and that the market only has it priced at a 6 to 7% probability of it actually getting approved, and that the odds were probably closer to 30 to 40. And then it was that very afternoon that all the big ETF guys said, wait a minute, no, the probability is 75%, and boom, we saw that all happen. So has the market had enough time to digest a sell the news event? I don't know. Corey says, do you still plan to buy Ethereum if it breaks retracements? Well, I've been able to scoop stuff up down in here, so I don't have anything to go for it on the break of retracements. I'm in. Right, but that's the elements we're all looking for right now. Like, hold on for dear life. We're going into full-blown expansion. Right, and that's the moment we're all waiting for the whole market currently right now. And looking for I hate the word looking for confirmations. Like, looking for confirmations to me, that always tells me, yeah, you're looking for the move to essentially be done and say, there we go, we confirmed it, it is completed. It's like, well, you kind of had to do that a long time ago. But the reality is looking for the confluence of events to occur to see things like all the retracements get cleared for Ethereum, the retracements get cleared in the altcoin market and take out these areas that are historical problems. And like other things happening at the same time would be like if you did get something like this happening for Bitcoin, and then if we did have a news surprise happen in the market that suddenly drew in a bunch of retail all at the same time. It would be like a series of confluence of events, and then looking for things like what we've seen historically where this is the catapult to get an actual expansion happening in here. So we don't have that yet, right? That's the reality is we don't have that yet. You can see where we've gotten back into. Now it's just like looking at it on the bigger time frame. We get all the way back to the big retracements here. Now we get all the way back to these retracements in here. And now it's about, okay, bust out of these, bust out of the big ones, and then get the show going and hold on for dear life at that point. For me. Come and see Jesus says, is there enough money in the market for expansion? Well, that's what happens. Money comes into the market during an expansion. The money isn't already here. The money comes pouring in. Like fan W says, once retail enters, right? So the money has to actually come in. Like if the money was already here, we'd already be in expansion. Dominic Honeybuyer says, I love how BCB just reading the news and completely unaware about the pump and dump candles. Whatever that means. Newborough says, yeah, baby, XRP is available in New York now. Is that true? I don't know. Yeah, you got to take it with a grain of salt, whatever somebody says in the chat. People are saying it's available on Coinbase. Has it always been? Coinbase opened up New York City. Well, there you go. Congratulations, guys. You now have an on and off ramp. Now a bunch of people are saying no. All right. You got research it yourself. I have no clue. So, all right. Yeah, so I think that's just kind of where we're at today. I don't think there's a whole lot to say in regards to markets outside of waiting to get beyond the event horizon, right? There's an event horizon today. It's the Ethereum ETF. Will it be a buy the rumor? Will it be a sell the news? We've got Ethereum trying to poke through all retracement levels within this range right in here, along with trying for the last ones right there that leads to expansion. Will this be the catalyst event to be able to get it through there and get it to get out of there? And then at the same time, we've got all the market caps doing the same thing in here. And so getting through today's event horizon is the big one, right? We know we're at the retracements of our current range right now. So can we get a bust out of these retracements and then get a bust out of the actual expansion of the whole big range? And so you kind of say we're almost met right now at double resistance. We're met at resistance of the current range and the resistance of the big range at the same time. And we need some type of explosive move to take us through both of them. And right now we're just kind of sitting back, twiddling our thumbs, saying, are we going to get through them? And that's really where we're at right now. BT7274, did the Bitcoin ETF teach any lessons? I don't think it taught anything. I don't think it brought any new money into Bitcoin. Oh, there you go. There's Blockchain Tracker. See, that's a news source I would trust. He says XRP is back in Coinbase for New Yorkers. That man is in New York. That man's not going to come on here and troll. Okay, so I'll take that as truth. There you go. New York can now access, buy, and sell over there on Coinbase, which is great. Because I think really one of your only options has been like Uphold or whatnot, and Uphold charges a ridiculous fee. It's absurd. I think they charge 2% for a buy and 2% for a sell, which is insane. Insane. So congrats. Oh, somebody said the Dow turned its head. So Dow's now down 183 with the NASDAQ up 96, right? So again, it's NVIDIA holding the whole thing up together today. Ethan Davis says, where can people get the best merch in all of the land? Well, there's a link in the description. I don't think I've brought the merch store. The merch store was only brought due to the request of so many people asking for it. And here you go. Let's do it. You can get your wonderful It's Wednesday t-shirts, and of course your baby definitely needs it. Still waiting to get tagged by somebody on Twitter with a baby shirt on. Not for you, but for your actual baby. Do we have any good ladies things? No, did we take all the ladies leggings down? I think we took them all down. Because we got some. We got some, and they were very see-through. They were very see-through. So that's limited edition. I only believe 3 pairs of ladies' leggings were sold, and I have a pair. I put them on eBay for $5,000. Bring back the leggings. I need leggings for my girlfriend. I told you guys, you had all the chances in the world at the time to get them. They're gone. There you go. There's a link in the chat. There's a link in the description of the live stream too. I don't know. You got XRP shirts. You got blockchain backer shirts. I got a bunch of these shirts. We've bought a lot for ourselves. That's cool. If you want your check to wear okay, let's talk more respectful here. If you would like your beautiful, lovely lady to wear a sweater that is cut off halfway, only half of a sweater. There you go. And for any of the ladies watching, if you would like to have one as well, there they are. They look fantastic. Of course, baby gear, dog gear. Get your dogs, get your drinks going good. Tumblers. Purses, of course. T-shirts. Sweaters. And your coffee mugs. You know you guys started off like that. There you go. That is the merch. I normally don't pitch the merch. I don't really make anything off the merch. It's more just for you guys, and that's cool, man. If you're walking around with a BCB T-shirt out there in the middle of the world, why I'm cool with it, man. Oh, Daniela says that's probably why XRP spiked, because it opened in New York. Maybe that played a little bit of a role of it holding up together, right? Yeah, I mean XRP is holding up okay. With kind of everything that's going on in the market today. You got a little bit of a news event happening at the exact same time happening right in there, but otherwise still holding it together, up on its own news and then down on whatever's going on in the market this morning. Either way, we're watching out for Ethereum stuff to come today. So keep your eyes on that. Of course, I hope you enjoy all my squigglies that I got up here. There you go. We'll look for expansion. So that's the fingernail bite. Are we going to expand this puppy? Are we going to send the market into a super cycle? All requires expansion. Cross those fingers. Annie Philpott had gifted a super sticker. Thank you very much, man. Okay. Anything else? The legging, Mr. Nobody says the leggings demand intensifies. I know, right? I could essentially like put the leggings back up and say they're going up for 24 hours. No, but I'm dead serious, man. You could see through those things like crazy. Like no room for the imagination. It's all there for your eyes to see. You all could have had them. All of your ladies could have had those leggings. You missed it. Don't buy for grandma. Yeah, don't buy for grandma. Look at others. All right, let's go on with others. Oh, geez. Holding up okay. Yeah, all right. This is a goofball stream, by the way. There's still 2,200 people up in here. I do just want to let you know we are pretty much out. We are now in the goofball segment of this show. Looks okay. Looks okay to me. Blue Whippet says, I wonder if Coinbase opening up XRP sales in New York is a sign for a settlement. I don't know. You wouldn't think Coinbase would be the one to lead the narrative of that. But okay. Sorry, I'm sitting here reading the chat right now. You should sell a BCB tinfoil hat. All my homies won't forgive Coinbase. Ah, man, you got to get over it. Like, what are we here for? So, like, this is one of those things, like, okay, like, when it comes to having resentments towards like people or something like that, okay, but whatever. Like, people stand by it of like, I have to hate Coinbase because of what happened during the XRP lawsuit and everything like that. And I get it. You don't have to be best friends with them. You don't have to give them your money. But in the end, they're on the same fight now. At this point in time, if you can't tell, Ripple and Coinbase have shooken hands, and they're on the same fight together. Right? It's kind of like people hating on Ethereum and not participating in Ethereum or recognizing what Ethereum represents in the cryptocurrency market and how it's being used, and like everything is built on Ethereum, and being like, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot by not partaking in it because of what Vitalik Buterin did 10 years ago or something like that. Like, even if you do believe that the United States government is in on it, and it's this big plan within a plan for Ethereum to be the big winner, why would you not place yourself on that side of the bet? Right. Like, why would you not also place yourself on that side of the bet and say, well, dang, if I truly believe this is what's going on, I better place my bet on that side too. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying now's the best time to do that at this point. It's all the way back at the retracements, but we've presented that argument a long time ago. That, if you truly believe that, why would you shoot yourself in the foot? And when it comes to Coinbase, like, I'm not going to sit here like how do you be mad at a corporation? I don't really know. It's all business, man. If they're going to give me cheaper fees, if I'm going to save money, if I'm going to do whatever. And again, I'm not sponsored by Coinbase. I'm not sponsored by Base. I'm not sponsored by Coinbase Wallet. Coinbase can go whatever. They can bug off. It doesn't matter. But why waste your energy? Why waste your energy on that? Nobody, just a witness, says those gas fees. Oh, the gas fees aren't bad, especially if you use the L2s, right? Like, you can use Base, and it can cost like 4 cents. But you might be talking about the gas fees right now because the gas fees are down. Maybe. Sean Z says, you just teased the super cycle. Could you elaborate a tiny bit for fun? I don't even want to talk about super cycles at all until the market like proves itself that it's expanding. We could sit here and do all of that, but at the same time be back in retracement levels and tease super cycles and crazy numbers when we haven't expanded yet. If we can go into expansion, then we'll start playing with it. If you love plans within plans, then give BCB a like to support the channel, says Anthony Trujillo. Well, first of all, likes are the number one way to support the channel. We are at 702. Dang, we were at 702 when I said that. We're now at 708, 705. Wazah, Jim Gaines, thank you very much. Plans within plans. Yeah, we all know that's my favorite thing. I'm surprised you guys are still hanging out here. Okay, so I guess there's like a segment of the audience who does just like hanging out while we chat. Thank you. And by the way, you guys are so kind to each other. I was sitting here getting ready for the show. There's some days where I can sit in the chat and I can actually talk with you guys before the stream actually ends up starting. There's other times where I'm just running around with like a chicken with my head cut off before the stream ends up starting, and I can't sit around and chat in the chat. You guys are always saying hi to each other. You guys are kind to each other. And I was sitting here thinking this community is crazy. How kind you guys are to each other, because when you go over to Twitter, it's just a completely different world over there on Twitter. Twitter is the most toxic environment for any type of content and any type of content creator in the world. But it's pretty amazing in here. It was cool. Came for the TA, but stayed for the chat. All right. I think we'll go ahead and we'll go through a wrap up, guys. We're all just kind of sitting, twiddling our thumbs today. back into the retracement levels, waiting for the Ethereum decision to come out and to see how that ends up going. Again, if you remember how all this went down last time, it went down with, quote, very strong quote, the SEC's Twitter getting hacked. Remember all that. But anyway, the announcements are expected to happen. You would think by 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is 2100 UTC. So you would think that's when it would happen. So we'll see if we end up getting it. And then, of course, we'll be watching those charts to see if that's the green light to get the market moving a little bit higher. Do we get to sell the news event? We'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'm, of course, sitting on the edge of my seat. And it looks like somehow, some way, through all of this, XRP is acting like a wild person as Coinbase has opened it up for New York residents. Wall Street, come play in the playground. Wall Street's in New York. We'll see what they do. Watch this. There's gonna be like 5 YouTube video titles. Blockchain backer says Wall Street's coming. Okay. Makembe, you created the best community within XRP. Dude, it's not me. I didn't create a thing. We just hang out here and you guys show up and do your thing, man. I take no credit for it. You guys are awesome. Ryan Wilson says, BCB, when merch in South Africa? I don't know. I guess they don't ship, right? It's just set up through Spring or through Teespring or whatever. So I guess they don't ship outside of the United States, which is lame. Like 40% of the people who watch this channel live in the United States. 60% do not. So that, that creates a huge international market for women's leggings. Well, I didn't stash those. Come on, BCB, take some credit, mate. Well, I don't know because I haven't done anything in particular to try to build community. I mean, maybe we just hang out. I don't know. We hang out every day. So. All right, there you go. I don't know what we're doing at this point. We're pretty much just in a weird ramble at this point now for a good 20 minutes. So, all right, I'm going to stop. What am I doing? All right, here you go. Check out bcbacker.com for over 40 videos and 11 hours of content that will, just absolutely entertain you beyond your wildest dreams. You'll learn so much, and you'll just say, my day was wonderful. Check out the newsletter over here, over on Substack, for a bunch of write-ups and research and audio recordings that I've done in here. If you'd like to listen to me read these to you and explain the charts to you, you can check that out over there on blockchainbacker.substack.com. And then otherwise, we'll just watch this thing progress, and hopefully we're further along in this thing than maybe thought. But, and hopefully that was the end of that. Hopefully that was the end of the ABC right in there. Don't stop the streaming. Hold on to that feeling. Andy Philpott says, the reason we hang out and follow is because you keep it real. And I personally appreciate that you are honest no matter what the sentiment is. Andy, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And this is kind of our crew. 1,800 to 2,200 or 1,800 to 2,500 is the normal number that we have in here. And then market conditions kind of dictate anything crazy. And I guess that's kind of a good sign, right? That's kind of a good sign. And we can all remember that because we're the regulars here, right? That we know what happens when things get too carried away. When you have the 5,000 people in here, that's where it's always ooh, maybe this move has gotten out of control, or maybe this move is too out of control because there's too many people in here. In this move back in here and in this move back in here, we never saw a big deviation happen in here of extreme sentiment change. Right? We didn't watch really the fluctuation happen of viewers. I think I think after the ETF news and the big ETF pump of Ethereum and in this candle right in here, that next day we got up to like 2,500, 26, 27. But that number still isn't crazy, right? The numbers where you start saying, dang, that's a lot, is 45, over 4,000. Over 4,000, that's where we know there's starting to become an extreme sentiment shift. And that's where people who are not regulars are suddenly tuning in because something's going on. Maybe it's made it onto the news or price action has gotten crazy and they start to tune in. And so just to kind of remember that if we ever get there, we ever get to that 4,000, 5,000. And see, that's one thing too to think of real quick too. We talk on that. If this market goes into expansion, right, maybe that becomes the new norm. I don't know. But we'll know we'll have reached kind of an extreme. If we start hitting like a technical, scary number where it's like, hey, this could technically be a stopping point, and we have like 5,000 people tuning in that day, that may be one of our signs. But Andy, thanks, brother. So, okay, I did that. I kept going, and you trapped me. Check out the newsletter. Check out bcbacker.com. Have an absolutely wonderful day, everybody. Looks like things have calmed down a little bit after this morning's kind of little crash of Ruski. We'll see what's going on over there with XRP throughout the day. I'll go read up over there. Let me go see if there's any news articles written about it. Coinbase, XRP, New York. There it is. Sure enough, they did. We don't have to just trust the most trustworthy person on the planet, blockchain trucker. We can also go based on what Coinbase is relaying, and that XRP trading on Coinbase is available again in New York. We heard you and put in the work in strong partnership with the state, and now the word can be put out. We are back up. Let's go. Okay, that's it. Everybody, have an absolutely fantastic day. I hope you're all doing well. For all of you who have kids, I know you're getting near the end of the school year. I wish you all the best of luck. Salute to the next few months ahead of you. May all your wives and moms survive. For the 4.8% of the audience that are ladies, if you are moms, good luck. Salute. Wish you the best of luck in your months of battle ahead. And otherwise, I'll catch you tomorrow. Out of Pocket says, switch over to Fourth Wall instead of Teespring. They ship worldwide too, so your people will appreciate it. Okay. Hey, PTW. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, she's not here. Our son is at the dentist this morning. So today we're going to get to find out how many teeth are we losing. But all right, that's it. I'm out. I am going to do this. Goodbye. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream and give it a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.